This Cleveland Guardians offense is historically bad right now. And I don't even really need to go into the statistics. I'm sure anyone who is a fan who's watched the game in the past 10 days already knows how bad this offense has been. But before I get too negative, I would like to play devil's advocate and speak on the positives that have happened during this 10-game losing streak for the Cleveland Guardians. First of all, the past 3 games have had stellar starting pitching from Logan Allen, Gavin Williams, and Slade Cecconi. All 3 of them 6 innings. Slade Cecconi giving up 2 earned runs, Logan Allen 1, and Gavin Williams 0. Slade Cecconi and Logan Allen both had 5 strikeouts apiece. Gavin Williams had 8. All 3 of these performances coming against one of the best teams in baseball, the Detroit Tigers. We really can't say that the Guardians are playing bad baseball right now due to the fact that the pitching has been good. The bullpen also has been really good over this past few games, especially with the exception of Cade Smith today. In the extra innings, he did give up 6 runs, I believe. But if we push that to the side, bullpen's been good as well. On the other side of the baseball, with the offense, it hasn't been as good. There have been 2 bright spots, and as you could probably predict, it's Steven Kwan and Jose Ramirez both being named to the All-Star game, and they both do deserve it. On Saturday, Steven Kwan had a great defensive play where he made it seem like Spencer Torkelson was going to hit an easy home run, looked up at the left field wall. Torkelson thought it was gone, but the ball stayed in the ballpark. Steven Kwan quickly fielded it off the wall, made a perfect throw on the dot to second base. Torkelson had to turn around and scamper back to first base, holding him to a single. Those are the plays that Steven Kwan has made look way easier than they actually are over the past 3 years, and that's why he's probably going to win his 4th Gold Glove this year in left field. Then today on Sunday, he went 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs, one of them being an RBI single that took the lead for the Guardians in the 8th inning, an absolutely huge hit at the time, the most clutch hit that I've seen from the Guardians over this last 10-game stretch. Unfortunately, there was the pass ball in the 9th inning, letting the Tigers tie it up, and then Cade Smith kind of just blew the game wide open in extra innings. But don't let that take away from Steven Kwan still being Steven Kwan and playing to an all-star level. Then also Jose Ramirez, he was named an all-star starter, and he deserved it. He's Jose Ramirez. He's had a great season. His OPS is over 800, the only person on the team at this point with an OPS over 800. He had a home run on Friday. That was the only offense that the Guardians saw in that game, and he's been pitched around pretty much the entire rest of the series. I don't blame the Tigers for doing that because there is no support for him across the rest of the team with the exception of Steven Kwan. So why would you pitch to Jose Ramirez? Aside from the starting pitchers, Jose Ramirez and Steven Kwan, there is not much else nice I can say about the Guardians right now. Like I said before, 10-game losing streak. They've been shut out in 5 of those games. This is the longest losing streak for the Cleveland franchise since 2012, and those were some dark times. And the franchise record for the longest losing streak is 12 games. We are rapidly approaching that. I do not want to see that happen. And the Guardians will face Hunter Brown tomorrow versus the Astros. He's probably a top 3 pitcher in the American League this year. It's not looking great. As far as vibes go, this is the worst I've ever seen the Guardians play in my lifetime. The pitching is still good, like I said before. We have 2 All-Stars, but the rest of the supporting cast is absolutely awful right now. I quite have never seen anything like it. They've scored 15 total runs in this 10-game skid, and only have scored in 8 of the 92 innings in these past 10 games. That is 8.7% of the innings. Like I said before, the supporting cast has not been great. Jose Ramirez, Steven Kwan have been the best hitters on the team, but they can't do it themselves. Kyle Manzardo has been the 3rd best hitter on the team, and he has barely played because Stephen Vogt insists on playing him in a platoon role ever since David Fry came off the injured list. I know David Fry was great last year. He was an all-star, and he was one of the most important bats in the lineup. But he's coming off an injury, cannot play the field, and is basically only a DH. I know players have come back off these injuries before to hit, but it's been guys like Shohei Ohtani and Bryce Harper. David Fry is not on the level of Shohei Ohtani or Bryce Harper. There's no real reason that he should be on the major league roster right now. He should definitely be sent down to the minor leagues. He has options. David Fry being on this roster is handicapping Stephen Vogt in his lineup flexibility, especially with Carlos Santana playing first base and Kyle Manzardo, frankly, being a horrible defender at first base so far this year. Manzardo ideally should be the everyday DH, but with Fry there, needing to play against lefties, and the Guardians playing just an insane amount of lefty starting pitchers recently, Manzardo's really not getting the at-bats that he deserves, or really that the team needs him to get to be a relevant offense. And then the rest of the team gets even bleaker. Angel Martinez and Nolan Jones are the only guys that maybe I can say a nice thing about, because Nolan Jones is hitting the ball hard as he always does, and Angel Martinez is at least getting hits, but at the end of the day, their OPSs are both in the 620s, which is below average. And in a vacuum, those guys can be valuable players for your team. They can go out and do a job when things are needed to be done, but when they're the third, fourth best player in a lineup, it's not a good look. The Guardians running out Jonathan Rodriguez, Carlos Santana, Daniel Schneemann, Brian Rocchio, Bo Naylor, Austin Hedges every single day is pretty much just giving the other team free outs at this point. But I don't even really want to put all of the blame on these role players, because I don't think that they're being coached correctly, because no one on the team can hit anything but fastballs, curveballs, sliders, any breaking balls, any changeups, off-speed pitches. The Guardians are among the worst teams in the league at hitting those pitches. Not to mention that the Guardians are already at the bottom across the board in any hitting stat that you could even think of. They're just even worse against breaking balls. I watched Tommy Kahnle throw nothing but changeups, with the exception of a single fastball that he threw an entire inning without even giving up a hit. I think that there are organizational changes that need to be made with hitting philosophy, especially with changeups and off-speed pitches. I think the decision to promote internally for the hitting coach position was a big mistake this year, because these are problems that have persisted with the Guardians since Jay Bruce was on the roster. And I think that that was like 6-7 years ago at this point. I even worry with the hitting coaches and hitting philosophy employed by this team that guys like Chase DeLauter, CJ Kayfus, and Juan Brito, when they come up to the major leagues, are going to struggle in the same way that guys like Jonathan Rodriguez and John Kenzie Noel have. Because sure, you can hit a fastball, and that can get you by in the minor leagues. Once you get into the major leagues, the breaking ball stuff is different, and it's going to make it a lot harder for even the best minor league hitters to be productive at the major league level. And I think even guys like Jose Ramirez and Steven Kwan, some of the best hitters in the sport, I don't think anyone's going to disagree with that, but neither of them, I would say, are particularly strong breaking ball or off-speed hitters. They usually are hunting out the fastball. To me, I'm not in these meetings for the hitters, but it does seem like this is a philosophical issue across the organization, where they're hunting fastballs, and every other team in the league knows that's their one and only plan. So they just spam off speed, spam changeup, and get away with it. I highly doubt that anything is going to change mid-season with the hitting philosophy. It hasn't changed in years, it seems like. But hey, maybe we come back from the All-Star break, things are completely different. And yes, the talent at the major league level isn't great. I would like to see DeLauter. I would like to see Kayfus and Brito. But like I said before, I am a little worried that if they come up here, they're going to struggle on breaking balls. This Guardians offense is historically bad, and I don't think the issue is as easy as bringing up DeLauter, bringing up Kayfus, and bringing up Brito, no matter how good of a hitter they are. I believe that there are systemic issues in the Guardians' hitting philosophy that need to change if the team wants to put up runs consistently. I admittedly am not a hitting coach. I don't know what the fixes are, but I can see that whatever they're doing right now is not working. And personally, if I'm Chris Antonetti, I'm going and looking at whatever organization hits the breaking ball hits off-speed pitches the best, and hiring someone within their organization to maybe come over and spread some of their knowledge with the team. At the end of the day, I am but a fan, and I just got to sit back and hope that they can break this losing streak tomorrow against the Astros facing Hunter Brown. We'll see.